Matter, and Friday is Sacrifice, which, again, I say this all the time, I really gotta watch more Impact. I know that I'm taping it, so yeah, it's gonna be a good show too. I mean, it always happens on Fridays now, so it's almost like, okay, kind of weird. I know that's the only wrestling show that does that nowadays. They've done that for a while. But it should be a good show. And yeah, let's talk about it. Now, it's worth mentioning that they are going to be in Windsor, Ontario, which I think is... Well, I mean, they've been based out of Windsor for a while. They've obviously been elsewhere, but Scott Demore is... Yeah, it's, going to be a good show regardless, and I can't remember what venue it is, but I'll be sure to post it. Again, I kind of wish Impact would go to bigger venues. I mean, I know that since COVID, things have been different for that show, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to be like other, like their own unique wrestling show. So I mean, we start off with Time Machine versus Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian, and Josh Alexander. And this is gonna be a good match. I mean, the last time the Time Machine had a match against the Bullet Club, they didn't win. But this should be a good show. It just seems like it's obviously Time Machine against three random guys they threw together. Now, I didn't necessarily watch Impact in a long time, and I will. It's just, I watch other stuff too, and sometimes I get distracted. So, anyways, yeah, this should be a good match. Obviously, if Time Machine doesn't win, I don't know where they're going to go from here. I know that, once again, their last match wasn't that good. They lost, so we'll see what happens. But, if, Josh, Rich, and Frankie can pull off a win, then I think that'd be pretty cool.
Gather round, my children, and I'll tell a tale of woe about a famous cow.
Championship, we have Mickie James once again taking on Jordynne Grace. You know what? Keep saying that Mickie, I don't think it's her time yet. I honestly don't. I think she definitely needs to do a lot more. I mean, that's just it. Like, maybe in another 10 years. But for now, it just doesn't seem like it's the right thing for her to do. I don't know. But I honestly think she's going to win. Jordynne Grace is, kind of... I've heard some things. I mentioned it before. I'm not too happy about it, so I'm not sure. But obviously, I will pick Mickie for the win. I think that's going to be one of those things where if Jordynne can do it this time, I will be surprised. But once again, don't see Mickie retiring anytime soon. So, and I don't even think this is one of those matches, but you never know. I mean, that is the thing. I don't see Mickie losing this time.
Outlaw who lived 100 years ago. Today his soul at last is...
This match is gonna be awesome. It's a busted open match. Obviously a take on Bubba Ray's podcast. So it's gonna be Tommy Dreamer versus Bully Ray. The last pay-per-view, you have the segment where Bully pours coffee all over Tommy and beats the shit out of him. So you have Tommy backstage kind of an interview, and yeah, basically challenges Bully to a fight, and this match is going to be very cool. It'll bring the innovator of violence back in Tommy Dreamer, and these two guys, obviously mentioned before as well, go all the way back to the 90s in ECW, and I think it's going to be interesting to see these two guys have another banger. I obviously don't know. I mean, Bully Ray's still a good wrestler at 50. So is Tommy. And so that's... You know what? I'm going to say Tommy Dreamer. Because I think Bully Ray has really had some good matches. Pulled out a lot of wins. Basically, yeah. I want to see him get it. You know. And so... I'm going to say Tommy Dreamer. I want to see the innovator of violence. That's what Tommy promised.
Resting peacefully in hell, though many years have passed away since through the...
Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw. And it won. I mean, Giselle is a good wrestler, I will say that. I haven't really seen a lot of matches. The Virtuosa, obviously known this woman for years. Date back to NXT for some reason. I had thought she was in Ring of Honor, but making her way to Impact Wrestling, very cool. And I still think that Deonna is one of the most badass women in this business. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Deonna's gonna win for sure.
Gallows trap he fell.
We have the Impact World Tag Team titles. We got the Bullet Club taking on TMK. TMDK. Obviously, these guys, the best tag team in New Japan right now. One of the best. Then, of course, you got the Bullet Club of Ace Austin and Chris Bay, which I kind of questioned it a little bit. I mean, they are in Japan too, they wrestle there. I think the Bullet Club is always going to be one of those stables. You have a bit from AEW, a bit from New Japan, even WWE with AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Machine Gun Anderson. So, this match is going to be cool. Obviously, I'm still going to say the Bullet Club, though. If TMDK can pull off a win, that'll be pretty cool. I'm still going to say the Bullet Club for sure.
He was sitting propped up in a chair just after he was hanged.
Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey. Well, Speedball versus the Octopus. And we've seen these two wrestle before. And so it's going to be a good match. And so I can't remember who won the last one. But I will say that I think it's going to be a great match. I can't pick a winner, obviously. But we'll see. You know, and it's not a lazy answer. I'm just... You look at Jonathan Gresham's career in Ring of Honor, and then obviously you go to Impact. You had a stellar take team with Jay Lethal in Ring of Honor. You know, the Pure Tournament and all that. And you have Mike Bailey, who basically steals the show every time on Impact Wrestling. So it's gonna be.
They photographed his body as a distant church bell rang. A circus match.
Joe Hedring versus Brian Myers. This match is going to be very cool as well. This is for the Digital Media Championship. And if you saw Joe's match with Moose, that was very, very entertaining to say the least. Very goofy. I think this match is going to be no different though. So, as much as I like Brian Myers, I think Joe's still going to win. Yeah, I picked Joe Hedring. I think that's going to be that guy to carry that title for a while yet. I'm not quite sure exactly when he's going to lose it. I don't see him hold it for the end of the year. But
This man was waiting with $50 in his coat, and he bought the cowboy.
Now you have this match. You've got Kenny, K-I-N-J, King! Versus PCO. I think this match is going to be stellar. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, you have one guy who's been on top for a very long time. And I mean, you look at this guy's career. Kenny King has done it all in Ring of Honor. You have him, the first time he was in Impact, he did a very good job. He was one of the best wrestlers there. And then, of course, going back to Impact, you know, I just wish they would slap the title on him. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. PCO, you know him in Ring of Honor. I think this guy can definitely win this match. Very unique, you know, his tag team history with Mark Briscoe. For a short time, you have, you know, him coming in with Honor No More. I think he can definitely pull it off. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, honestly, I think these two guys have their own style. And we know that match. I can't remember what it was. But you have Kenny jump off the barricade, or whatever the fuck that was, the balcony, onto the ring. You know, to me, that was pretty fucking cool. So we'll see what happens.
Outlaw who lived 100 years ago. Today his soul at last is.
Match with Trey Miguel. I don't know his opponent. Apparently, Santino Marella has said he's gonna get an opponent for Sacrifice. If I find it, I will post it here, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. This will be for the X Division Championship, so I mean, we both, Kyle and I, agree that he's been one of the best X Division champions in a long time, and it's surprising he still has it, you know, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. So, yes, Sacrifice is going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania 39. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm hoping that Wheels of Fury comes back. But we'll see. So, I am not losing hope. But this will be Sacrifice, Impact Wrestling. So here we are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Anymore. So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. But, you know, I think that there's this myth out there that Jamie Keller that's why he took pleasure in cutting WCW. I don't think that's the case at all. Because if you look at some of his earlier interviews, like